This is Cowboy Shit with Ted and Wacey, presented by Everything Cowboy.
Welcome to episode 130 of Cowboy Shit with Ted and Wacey. I'm Ted, he's Wacey, and we are done the big run of events. And
done the big run.
Not done the runs, not done with the runs.
The Canadian run's pretty much wrapped up.
Yep. Rodeo in Canada has been put to bed for the season. Same with the professional bull riders. And now we're on to America. Gonna be heading to Vegas here in a few short days.
Yeah, she ain't far from now. Hey,
she ain't weeks, she's days.
Yeah,
days.
Before we get into that stuff, though, why don't we recap the last couple of weeks? CFR was awesome. PBR Canada Finals was a good deal. We were busy kind of everywhere down our live shows went great. Thanks to everybody who came out to those.
Yeah, thanks to all our guests for being part of them too.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Had a real sweet time.
We've seen a lot of photos floating around with us and our cutouts and our little photo area at the watch party. That was really cool too. So thanks to the CFR for having us and
100%.
making it happen. It was really cool. Nice work to Ted and Storm and Christina and everybody who helped out along the way to make the event happen.
And you too, man.
Thanks to me for being me.
Congratulations on being the best social media rodeo person around.
Appreciate that, Teddy. Couldn't have done it without
best one around.
The help from my friends.
Exactly.
I one thing I wanted to talk about that just kind of popped into my head before we exit the CFR topic is, what do you think the future of the CFR looks like? Where is it going to be held? Kind of that was a common theme of conversation over the week in Red Deer, what the future of the CFR holds.
There's more that I know than I can share, so I can't get into any of that. But I think that it was great that it worked really well in Red Deer, and hats off to the crew in Red Deer for a great show. I think that was the best one yet in the 3 years we've had it so far now. Yeah. So I thought it went really well. I'm concerned in Red Deer about honestly about the attendance and the numbers. There used to be like 95,000 people attend the CFR in Edmonton, and used to be like,
is that just the rodeo alone? 95,000 people. Okay,
95,000 at the rodeo CFR attendance. In fact, here it is. I'll show you the numbers. There was previously, like, it was like 90,000 people, because you had like one thing that Don Johansson mentioned we just saw him for lunch actually yesterday. So here we go. Okay, so 1976 is when they started counting the attendance. 50,000 people in 1976, and it gets up to a high. The prize money really jumped in 82 to 100,000. You had 50,000 people, then the attendance was down. Then you started getting some real big raises in 1991. I think that's probably when it started going over to. I don't know for sure, but probably when it went to Rexall Place in Edmonton, like Skyreach Center probably at the time. I have to look back to the numbers, but I don't remember when that exactly happened. But like the first few were at the like Hall D, essentially, where they have the rodeo now, and the attendance was 40, 50,000. But then it started jumping. You got 57 in 90, 63,000 in 91, 72, 79, 86. 91 in 1998, and then you get $1 million rodeo in 2004 for the first time, 94,000 people in attendance. I think the all-time high here is 95,000 in 2006. Then 2017, the last CFR in Edmonton, you have 90,000 people in attendance. Then it moves to Red Deer in 2018, and you get it way back. So this is just a little bit of comparison for those folks that may or may not be on the team of the folks that were in charge of the CPRA in about between 2015 and 17. I won't name names again. I think I've mentioned them enough, but they set us back. They set us back about fucking 50 years, because say 2016, 1976. Is that 50 years? No, it's not 50 years, 40 years. So 40 years. They set us back 40 fucking years because the attendance of the CFR was 90,000 people in 2017, and in 2018 it was 43,000. So how do you have a $1.6 million rodeo with less than half the people in attendance, and your attendance went back to levels before 1976? So I will say that it was an incredibly stupid move to ever move away from Edmonton. I don't care what was involved. But it was the worst thing that has happened to Canadian rodeo in the history of the sport. So I'm going to leave it at that. That was the worst fucking move in the history. And we had an unbelievable PBR Canada Finals at Rogers Place this past weekend in the nicest NHL building in the entire league. So that could have been where we had the Canadian Finals, but instead it moved backwards. And that is not a knock on Red Deer. Hold on.
Do you think that
it's not a knock on Red Deer though? Because Red Deer did as best as they can do, but with half the attendance and half the ticket revenue, it makes it extremely hard to have the same level of everything, because you have half the people and you don't have as many hotels, restaurants, nightlife, attractions in the city. We went to the damn water park on Saturday in Edmonton. You went to West Edmonton Mall, one of the biggest attractions in Western Canada. The conference space, the hotel rooms, the restaurants, like it's incomparable. So it's incredibly it's huge for PBR in Canada to have the finals there, and it was the worst move ever in the history of Canadian Pro Rodeo to not have the CFR continue in Edmonton.
Do you think that the CFR would be able to pull the same numbers in Rogers with it being a different location than where like Northlands is and stuff? Because would that have been a big factor in how many people were hanging around for it? Everything in one place?
Not at all, because the C train connects it, and everybody used to stay downtown and ride the C train back and forth. If you want to go to Farm Fair, you just get on the train, ride up there. You don't have to drive. In Edmonton, one of the most amazing parts of the CFR for those years is people would go and drive to their hotel downtown at the Westin and park their dually in the parking lot, and you get about half the trucks in the parking lot because they're dualies. But you'd park for the week, and then you wouldn't get in your truck again until Monday morning after you're done and go home, because you could ride the train back and forth to rodeo.
Well, and what was the attendance in the PBR for the 2 days of the event? Do you know?
I don't know for sure, but the lower bowl was pretty full both nights, right? Like you were there too, so
yeah.
I don't know what the attendance is for the lower bowl of Rogers, but I would guess there was probably pushing up against 10,000 people. So I mean, what would I say? And that's only year 3, right? Like
sure.
It took the CFR 20 years from 1976 to say to get to their 90,000, 1998, 23 years to build the attendance from 50 to 91. And that's over 6 performances at a venue that holds up to like 18,000 people. But one thing Don Johansson mentioned, I was talking about Donnie Joe and I got off track, but Don said, and what it kind of forgot, but the CFR in Edmonton, when it was sold out Saturday nights at the CFR in Edmonton at Rexall, formerly Skyreach back in the day, that attendance was actually higher than the NFR, because the NFR tops out at about 17,600, I think. But there was more people inside the building at Rexall in Edmonton for the CFR back in the day. So kind of a fun stat that I don't know if a lot of people would know.
That's a good one. It's an interesting one.
Actually, more people there, so they could actually have that $1 million rodeo and have the budget work out. Like we're very involved on both sides of all these events, PBR, CFR, all that.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with the point of like how that's was a huge step backwards, the move, or like the position that the CPRA and the CFR got put in from the decisions made by folks. But it's again, like that's not nothing taken away from Red Deer, because they have done the best they can, and they throw a pandemic in the middle of it too. And even looking at what the PBR has done in Edmonton is very cool too. Like that event kicks ass. Like you were working it, we were there hanging out both nights. Like they know how to put on a show there, and I think the people in attendance had an unbelievable time at both events, even too. Like the Friday Saturday night in Red Deer was great too. There were some big moments, like the bronc riding Friday night in Red Deer was one of the best rounds of bronc riding I think we've ever seen.
Like 87 points.
Yeah.
And I mean, like the other side of the CFR too, like where else can you win 30, 40, $50,000 in a week? It's still one of the top 5 highest paying rodeos in the entire world. But if you're going by attendance now, the attendance doesn't I don't know how the
It
numbers
doesn't
work.
even out. Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, right? Like 43,000. So just some quick numbers. Let me just get my calculator out. But so just guesstimate, like I didn't buy a ticket for the CFR at all. Did you? Do you know what the ticket prices
No,
were?
no, it didn't have to.
43,
I think you
forty-three
can even say
thousand
30
times.
bucks a ticket, you could say.
No, no way. It's gonna be more than that. I'm saying ATP because your P1s are probably 120 a seat, and then your P4s are $30 a seat, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Right? But
Yeah, I haven't
you got
seen
to
any of
average
that
it
stuff.
out. So just say ATP is $50. That's $2.1 million in ticket revenue. And then so you're paying out 1.6. That leaves you $400,000 to put on the entire event, right? And you're selling food and beverage too, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
and that's
tough
where this
go,
you hope with the sponsorship and stuff is a key
right?
component, totally.
Plus like your contractors sponsorship. Your sponsorships maybe half a million, just guessing. Like,
Hmm.
so your total revenue 2.5 plus maybe a little bit more. Like, I just don't know how the numbers work out. Unfortunately,
Hmm.
you double that, and you have $4 million in ticket revenue at an average ticket price of $50. Like, maybe
Makes a
then you can make it
difference
work,
for sure. Yeah.
right? You got a bigger tourism fund to work with. I think I remember hearing some about like the Edmonton Destination Marketing Fund, the DMF, like the Hotel
Mhm.
Association, gave the CFR like $300,000 back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no way that that's the same amount in Red Deer. So
No.
yeah, unfortunately, like they're literally a sponsor of our show, but like this is part of the real talk. Like I hope that it can still keep going the right way. I don't know what it might look like if it could go back to Edmonton. I had a thought that they might try and go back to like Northlands and put it on in there, but that's too small of a venue too. It's
Yeah,
just not
I think
going to
you're too,
fly.
that's another step backwards.
It's even further back than Red Deer. And
Hmm.
like not saying Red Deer's bad. I'm just saying that it's limiting in the fact that if you're going to get back to
You can only do so
90,000
much with the
attendance,
size of the venue, right?
yeah. And
Like
there's
when you
only so
look
many
at
of those
wait,
venues. Like Saskatoon's even smaller. Like I think it's a little bit bigger than Red Deer, but it's still only like 200,000 people. So that would be a real challenge to
yeah.
have it
Well, and
there.
then that at Saskatoon on a scale of the city wise is not the place to have it either because it's a nightmare to get around. Prairieland Park is very far away from where the SaskTel Center is.
Okay.
There's not the infrastructure isn't there in Saskatoon to make it work.
Yeah. Edmonton was the place, and they really fucked that up.
Yeah, yeah, they dropped the ball there for sure.
So
But yeah, like you say, not taking away from what Red Deer's been able
no,
to do and keep
they're
keeping it
they're doing what
going.
they can. They're
Hmm.
busting their ass to make it work. Waste. What else we got for the top? Anything?
I think just giving a shout out, you alluded to it, so to our sponsors for this show.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you to CFR Red Deer. Their event wrapped up a couple weeks ago. We were there. It was an awesome time and look forward to what happens in the future with it. So stay tuned to that. And we cannot forget about our friends at Sweet Pro. They have been making premium supplements since 1991 for cows, horses, goats, sheep, you name it, they make it. And Sweet Pro is also a family-run business, and it's a thing that can save you pretty much 25% on your forage needs. And heading into winter, winter came fast over the last couple of weeks,
It did.
and we know hay ain't cheap. So check out Sweet Pro at your local feed retailer near you, and yeah, get on their program. It's deadly stuff.
One other thing I want to say is I'd love to see a little more atmosphere in that building too. I think that an entertainer of some sort would help with the
There was
show
a
and
couple
engaging the
instances
crowd.
where it would help to like
Yes.
um
Yeah.
halftime show stuff. Like there's definitely you could definitely notice some moments where an entertainer or some type of something that way would help.
Some sort of hype guy, get him hype back up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So, and I know the crowd's a little bit older too, for the most part. It's probably skews to an older
You got to walk the
generation.
line at that CFR I found of like you got to find a way to like appeal to the younger crowd, but also your traditional rodeo fan. There's a lot of them there, which makes it a tough deal.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's. So this week on the show, we caught up with three-time PBR world champ Silvano Alves in the restaurant at the River Cree. So that's the interview you'll hear next. For those of you tuning in, we appreciate you checking this show out. Silvano is his English is really solid, I want to say. And there's a
It's
bit
cool
of
to
it
see a
lost in
side of him
translation.
that, yeah, it's cool to see a different side of him that you never get to see. There hasn't been much for interviews out there
Yeah.
with Silvano, so
And that's the longest conversation I've ever been able to have with him, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. I learned some stuff, and even Casey Albert, who's done PR with Silvano for I don't know how long, probably 5 or 6 years. She's done
yeah.
PR with him. Yeah, there's a little bit of a thing there. Like I want to say, people kind of get a little worried about the language barrier and whatnot, but like I thought that was pretty solid, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Thanks to Silvano for being on the show, and yeah, here we go.
Do it. Well, we are here at the River Creek Resort and Casino in a booth in the cafe
for another PBR Finals pod.
Yeah, we've done a few of these different times in Saskatoon in the lounge. Our friend Casey Albert from Endeavor / PBR, right? Endeavor's the parent company. Casey's our PR.
If the PBR
the
does
best.
not happen
Without
Casey, she kicks ass. So we
Come-
appreciate
and she
all the
come-
work she does for us.
And she comes here all the way from New York City, like Manhattan, every weekend to our events, flies back and forth, does all the PR for the shows.
Every
does all
time
the
we
writing of
ask
the
her for
website.
something, she helps us out.
Yeah, so
She's
we
a rock
asked her.
star.
What were we planning? We were planning to do a show
Dalen.
here. Yeah, and then Dalen was turning out
Yeah.
too. And then we were gonna
Just
have
so happens
Brinson.
there's a 3-time world champion.
And she's like, hey, what about Silvano? And we're like, that'd be awesome. So here we are with the 3-time PBR world champion. He and he's
He's the
sitting across
man.
the table from us. Right,
We made over $6 million in the PBR.
Yeah.
Coming off a team series championship
Absolutely.
last weekend in
which
Nashville.
we're not technically calling a world championship. It's a North American championship.
He's a free agent.
Yes.
If any of the teams are listening.
So please welcome to the show, Silvano Alves. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys. And
Thanks for doing this with us. So I guess honestly, this is the most accomplished person we've ever had on the show.
It's their biggest yes, man.
Never had any.
Pretty impressive.
We've had a couple 2-time world champions, but never a 3-time world champion. I want to talk though. I haven't seen a ton of interviews different times, and some of this long form stuff, and the language part of it. You've done a lot of work to learn English and spend time and do that. It's not easy coming here from the Portuguese side of things to do that. It's been a long.
you got a lot of trouble about my language, because when I go to the school, I skip all my class in English.
Was that in Brazil? You could have learned it.
Yeah,
really?
in Brazil, yes, but never go think about I need to use English, But when I come here, I need to find time to do for help my English,
What was it like when with the language barrier early on? Were there on the tour you would always have help where somebody would be bilingual so they could help?
Yeah,
in the
before
early
I
days,
got
right?
always got a lot of Brazilian, but before I got all more people like Guilherme, Palermo,
Yeah.
Valderon.
yeah.
These guys help more us. But now I was retired and just stay me, Kaique,
Yeah.
Eduardo, a couple guys. You need you learn more, for speak more, for help out the young guys too.
It's your turn to help the young guys out now.
Yes.
Well, and kind of touching on that, when you came over, it was kind of still a smaller contingent of Brazilian guys. There's not as many of you, but now there's way more on the team series.
Oh yeah,
side of
when I
things,
come
the
over
tour.
here and I have on 5 guys, now I got a 15,
Yeah.
20 guys, a bunch more.
Well, and was it hard when you were just hanging out between events, trying to go have dinner somewhere with the language barrier? Did you kind of hang out with the Brazilians going between events and stuff too?
Yeah, now is all friendly and there, go try help each other, just to go figure out where you go, and sometimes a couple groups go together, go for still more comfortable,
When what was it like first coming over this way to the PBR back? What it was about 2005 or 6? I forget the year now, or was it 2008? Yeah.
In
What was your first year?
2010,
2010 was the first year.
yeah.
Okay. What was it like for the first year? How did you? Was it qualification to the PBR in Brazil first, or did you just come straight here, or what was the?
Yeah,
What was the
right.
path?
Only one event in Brazil because before I'm right there, another association, and the PBR Brazil invited me come here for right there, and I rode one day there, one bull right there, and the next one, if they are say to me, if you want to go to the America, I need to stay the top 20 For the okay, and I go the first event, I stay first and second, me and Fabiano. I stay the first and second for the standing, and the week after I come here to the United States for try, and I stay here for 2 weeks in 2009, and back home, and I say yes, I want to do this, and then back in after New Year 2010, I'm coming here
Full
stay
season.
for 2022.
And that was. So are you saying you haven't been back home very much, or do you mean you've been on the tour since, essentially? Is that
Yeah, I
what you
stay in the tour. I try back
Yeah.
home just one time a year now.
mean? One time a year.
Yeah.
When do you go home?
Oh, I don't know. Probably next year. This year I skip.
Oh, really? Well, there's no off season this year.
Yeah.
What's that like for you this year after coming off the teams and you got to go and you're here this week in Edmonton? You're in Saskatoon as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, just back to back to back, and then you got to go back on the main season
Tucson
again.
starts in
The Tucson in
Yeah.
the end of the month. Yeah.
End of the month. So you get
Yeah.
1 week off Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
That's
probably
good.
1 week off at Thanksgiving.
Oh wow.
So what's that like? That's kind of new for you, like the riders. You like usually get a bit of a break after the World Finals. You can kind of
Yeah, normally he's break after finals like a month, But sometimes it's good for continue just 1-2 weeks off because it's still the routine, If you stay like a month or month and a half, it's still you change different stuff, It's still lazy, I like more now too many off, but like 2 weeks maximum and keep ride bulls because in like bull riding need like continue doing because same time soccer player every week,
Yeah.
easier to stay in a groove that way.
Yeah.
What is tell me about practice and working out and keeping yourself in shape. What is that like for you now?
Me just to go some exercise, but I don't like much exercise, just for stretch for a little bit. All my car, do like much exercise, and for practical pens, normally 1 time a week, and after 2 weeks, depending how I'm feeling bull ride, I get on a couple bulls, but every time it's still in the range and ride a horse or roping or just to walk around there for staying something for animal.
Riding horses is very similar.
Yeah.
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 And you said you're roping too, like you're team roping. Or?
Yes,
Oh,
I
nice.
like-
You're not the Glarme?
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool. Because he wins a bunch of money at those team roping events
Yes,
too.
yes.
Hey,
Yes, I go.
is that a post-career goal for you to do some team roping
Yeah,
after?
just for have fun, that,
Yeah. Not for competition.
No, yeah. Some competition, but you got a bunch of bad guys, but I can do too.
I want to talk about how hard it is to leave your family and everybody in Brazil and move to another country to pursue a dream and goals. Like, it's very hard, right?
Yeah, it's very hard. Example, like a Brazilian, all the time like family, together, but I need to think about this because I change my future, I need for help my future for my kids, my family, because always my family is poor in Brazil, everybody like me just ride bulls for helping my family, and now is try here another dream, and now and I'm glad for all God put in my life and changing my life a lot and just for in the back the bull, and it's hard for explain for you guys, but it is for like another dream.
I don't know, I'm not sure if anybody will or listen on the Portuguese side, but we could kind of talk about that a little bit. I wish we could do that a bit.
We need Felipe here.
Felipe would be
Would
very
help us
helpful.
out, yeah.
Or Eugenio Jose.
Jose Leme.
Yeah, Eugenio Jose, writer in Brazil. He's a friend of mine. I went there like 4 different times to ride like a long time ago, like in like 2010 and 2009. I went to like Porto Velho.
Porto Velho.
Yeah, I went and rode there. I was no good though. I didn't stay on at all. But I met a bunch of those guys there. And DC Birche, the bullfighter,
Yeah.
he was
this-
part of the IPRA.
I
back
know
then.
you're talking about.
Yeah, so I went down there a few times.
Okay.
I loved it. I'd love to go again, but it's been so long.
Yeah, Brazil is a lot of beautiful place, and the people's there humble. Like your family everywhere. You can go there, just try help, stay, be comfortable there, and be happy and have fun there.
I wanted to ask about your family. So who all is with you here now? Like your immediate family is, but are your parents still in Brazil? Or how are they doing? Where are they at? Did they
here-
come to the U.S. as well, or where are they at? How are
for
they
the
doing?
U.S. or here in Canada?
No, in
the US.
U.S. Like
Yeah.
from like your family in Brazil. Who all is with you now?
Yeah, my mom is home now, and
In Brazil?
Yeah, my mom
Okay.
is home now, and And sometime all my parents come here one time visit after
come
a
to see
year or
Okay.
2 3 years, depending. I don't know.
That's,
Yeah.
go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah. I wanted to ask. Kind of early on in your career, you won like your world titles. Like you had your back to backs, and then won another one right
It was
away.
like 3 and 4 years.
Yeah, 3 and
wasn't
4 years, and then
Is
you
that
kind of
right,
had
Casey?
some injury trouble. I talk a bit about like going from like coming hot out the gates to struggling a bit with some injuries and not the same consistency you had
Yeah.
those years.
My first injury is 2015, and I'm still not first in the world again, and but it happened for the bull ride career. You know, it broke my hips, and still off for 7 months and back to only the finals. Still finished top 10, but it's sometimes you gotta struggle because it's, got 100% confidence. Sometimes your head is confident, but your body no, and it's a few pain a couple times. It depends on your movement is too tight, but it's happening. Just put your head there open up and just keep it going.
Well, and what kept you motivated after that though? You had won 3 world titles, won a bunch of money. Like you could have almost even drawn the line there and hung it up and had called a good career, but you kept giving her.
But his motivation is you look back, look when they start ride bulls and you feel emotional and you can say, yeah, I can do again.
Is that we asked this question, I guess, to like we talked to Sage Kimsey a while ago, and he's won 7 on the PRCA side, but he says his motivation has changed because he wants to motivate the next generation, and he wants to I forget exactly what he said,
That's pretty much the same.
but
yeah.
it changed for him. Has that been the same for you as well?
Yes, it's because every year is different, Every generation come bull ride new one, like bulls, everything, But sometimes you look in all the young guys, you say, I can do too. You gotta know for the years, but the experience,
Oh, and you mentioned the bull side of things. Like you've been a part of the PBR for a long time now. Talk a bit about how much the bull power has
Yeah.
changed over the years.
He's changed a lot. And I think the bull and 50% and more in the bull right now,
Yeah.
but it's happened, just every time in all the young kids or like us and go, just need better and better for you getting any space wrong for bulls,
What are some of your favorite bulls over the years, and some of your most memorable rides, like the big scores? and the-
A really big fan from Bushwhacker and
Yeah.
for the follow him a lot in his career, and couple bulls like the Asteroid, good bull too, Bruiser, the Pearl Harbor, and our time, a lot of rank good bulls, different time, but all the best bull in the world.
What are some of your most memorable rides over your career? Which ones come back to you? Which ones do you remember and really
Stand out the most.
stand out the most?
My first retired like a Yellow Jack Jr.
Yeah.
and Asteroid, and when I win the last Cowboy Shit in the SmackDown, a couple rides is nice and never
I
forgot.
remember that SmackDown ride. That was cool.
Yeah,
That was like 93.
93. Yeah, Rango's 92, 75,
Rango too.
and Tennessee Honey is the Red Muley. Is hard for ride in 91 the finals. Is a bunch.
I was gonna ask about some of the world title races you were part of. Like there were some really close ones over the years. Some like, one of them you kind of ran away with, didn't you? And then there's kind of like tight races. Like talk a bit about going back and forth with guys like the JBs and Guilherme and the other top guys over the years.
Oh yeah, I like this time because there's a lot of fight, but no fight like just friend, fight friend, but it's funny one push you other, and because I know the best in the world. I think in my opinion, all top 5 years is good for people watching. I think most finals better find for good section for American and Brazilian,
And you could have, and even in 2013 when JB won the world that year, that was a tight one where it was like one bull.
I think
actually,
the best finals.
that
the
was
people's
amazing.
That's unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that one of your more favorite? Even though you may not have won it, like was that?
I know,
that
yeah,
was
but I
exciting,
know,
wasn't it?
but he's one because he's the best and the best, He's
But
It
but
is-
one bull for you, True Blood, actually a bull from here, and I think round 2 was your only one you bucked off. That like
Oh
you could've
yeah,
won
the
if that
black
one.
one.
The
I don't
black
know.
bull,
Yeah,
yeah.
he got a
Damn
slap
bulls.
one for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, he's a hard to ride bull too sometimes.
Yes,
Sometimes
normally he's good, but
you picked him, yeah.
yeah, I
First
pick
pick.
him. I saw a lot of Canera rode him. You know, it's nice for this bull I need, but
Yeah,
the other day there he don't like Brazilian.
it wasn't good that day. So are you and JB? Are you and JB friends then?
Yes.
Yeah, friends.
Yes,
I
yes.
guess it had to be. friends.
Gotta
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
What about all the trouble people give you for not taking rerides different times? Is that just a big story, or do they give you trouble? It's not a thing, really, is it?
No, just for my opinion, no. It just sometime it needs, sometime no. But if you not take it, but you need to keep in hard working for all rest of the days, you know.
Well, and what it comes down to, like, I'm looking at Pro Bull Stats, and it's been something that I've used as a
Guide for all of us.
for so long. I was just bugging Casey. I was trying to bug her to see if she'd help me log in because I don't have a login yet. I want to look back at some stats and stuff. I forgot. I think Slade was going to hook us up, but we
oh yeah, you didn't hook us up.
I forgot to bug him about it again. But
Well-
I don't know
well-
where I was going with that.
Well,
But
did-
stats because
yeah.
because that one ride could have made the difference too. That was how close that week was. I think JB rode all 8 and you rode 7 of 8. I think that.
Yeah, but if JB back off in short go, I'm a win.
You would win. Yeah.
Yeah, because
then he rode the white bull, whiteout.
You
right?
white,
that
yeah,
wipe
for
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he rode for 9 something, but he got it's happened because when I take my bull in short go, I take 76 point. I take a real ride. I got another one for 9. He's I'm a winning the win in the route draw, and he's put a lot of pressure in here, you know. But he rode perfect and for
But that one
Yeah.
you could have had. Then you could have had. Like that would have been 4 in a row.
Could
Could have been
three in a row, I think, wouldn't it have been?
Well, 10, 11. No, sorry. 10, 12.
now me in 11.
Yeah.
First
11,
year,
12,
yeah,
14,
first
yeah.
year hooking 11, 12, and if
Yeah.
you got 13 road and 14, yeah,
So it could have been 4 in a row.
Damn.
Yeah.
it's also
But what I was going back to is the re-ride pieces though. He who rides the most bulls wins. Like if you look at the stats on Pro Bull Stats, and I think we asked Slade about this before, but there's been so many point system changes since you've been riding that it's changed like I don't know how many times.
Handful of
Probably
times at least.
Well, like
yeah.
8, probably like
yeah.
8 times. Like it's a ton of times, right? The point system has changed so much.
yeah.
But if you just break it down to bull riding and like the team series, the guys that ride the most bulls, any score, they win. The most rides wins. So it's why I take re-ride sometimes. You don't have to. 'cause
I
if you
know,
ride the
yeah,
bull, you
because I know all the rules, just one rules for all the sport, you know.
win. yeah. But the most rides win. So essentially, you could take everything else away, and whoever rides the most bulls would win.
Math.
Don't even
Stats.
need stats, really, right?
I wanted to kind of get back to something we were talking about before we started recording, the rodeo versus PBR, how they're like the payout wise. It's like how it's a lot of people don't realize on the rodeo side of things, you're actually, like you were saying, you're winning your own money back, whereas the PBR gives you an opportunity to access to more money and money that you can actually make a living at. Why don't you talk a bit about that, like kind of the rodeo versus
This is a
PBR?
rodeo is a different for PBR because PBR started from the rodeo too, you know. But it's rodeo like you need to say like a real cowboy. But I try 1 year, but he is nice, he's good, but I think the PBR come to for value more how to ride, you know. And it's happened, and sometimes some young kids no extend about this one, but if you stay in good life, you need to value your ride, you know. It's a rodeo value some rides, but sometimes PBR is helping more because wanting more out the best bull rider in the world now.
Adriano did start in the PRCA, right? He went to the NFR.
World
in
title, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, in 1994, I believe.
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
it? He won, or what, he won them both. Did he win them both?
I think he won and then the finals.
Yeah, okay.
And
He
yeah,
rode all
but
10 bulls at the NFR,
yeah.
right?
yeah, I think the same year with the PBR and
94. I
Yeah,
think.
that's right, yeah.
94.
So is Adriano a guy like you would have looked up to growing up, or who was kind of your idols before you started riding bulls, and what got you into the sport?
Fabricio Alves. I know Adriano a lot. Watch a lot of videos from him before I met him, but I know like Adrian and Fabricio Alves. The guys come here in the United States to a couple World Finals, and Rogério Ferreira. But I think I look like in Fabricio Alves a lot.
Did you always want to be a bull rider, or is that something you've been around your whole life, or kind of what led you down the path you're on now?
Almost these guys and watching before on TV and all the stuff in Brazil, and later and I go ride out these guys too because I'm started early, like young, and when I go to all the big rodeo, they are still riding bulls too. I'm rodeo out these guys too.
I'm looking back at some of the stats, but I want to go talk about the Nashville Stampede and being part of the teams and winning the team title just the other day. Talk about the experience in the season and what it was like to be signed by them. And now you're a free agent, so we can talk about that a bit.
And the team's experience overall. It's something new for you guys on that side of the coin.
I know. I'm very happy. I know. And always I say, when I start the team deal, is everybody excited, and I may jump in the team Nashville in the middle of the season, The Mark By call me, I'm still open outside, and still go the open bull ride and go Chad Burg's deal. And
Dickinson, right? Like North Dakota, you were going to some of the
King of the North. Yeah, King of the North.
Yeah,
because I know still out for the draft. And when they just call me and he want part of your team, he say, yes, I can go. I try my best there I try help you out the guys go win too, It's for me is new experience because I'm teaching out some young kids. I'm learning for some stuff with the kids and just too, And for me, is never forgot all the experience because I put out people's union, all the people's go to every single week, practice pen home, stay together, I know all the season, no got all lock all the games, but every single time everybody try hard and fight for each bull, And then one time you say, no, don't worry guys, you need just head up and keep it going. And God, I got a plan for us, and it's happened.
Talk about Justin McBride and his influence on the team as well.
And what it's like having a coach too. Like that's the first time you probably would ever have like a full-time coach for a season.
Yeah, Justin is big fan from him. He's all the best bull rider in PBR, to retire is the best ever and the legend guy, He's nice. I know him a lot, but never stay close like this time,
Yeah.
He's listening all the bull rides a lot. He's learned a little bit. He's teach out stuff he can do, He's really nice. He help a lot. He put a lot of attention for the team. He's a great guy for.
How did he help you personally? He rode right-handed as well, but he rode with American style rope. I think he no matter for which rope you rode, but you need for ride bulls you need one position, just stay in the front and the middle and basic team, That's it. All the time he's teaching. He don't care about the American, Brazilian rope. Just he need to try all the ride stay one basic thing and then the back of the bull. Is some of it mental side of it? Did he help on that side at all? Like
yes,
little bit.
Both for ride and mental, for opening gate, for trust yourself and believe yourself.
The speeches he did at the finals, that fire you up even more than you already fired up for bull riding. Like you're pretty calm and
I know
you've done this a few times before.
It's exciting because I know all my ride, I know my career, and I can do when I can, but just trust and believe in yourself.
Wacey?
I was going to ask, too, like the team finals format, because you guys kind of came in as one of the lower-ranked teams, but having an opportunity to come through the bracket and win, like talk about that experience, because you're never really out of it. You always have a chance to win.
Yeah, everybody trust us, because stay in the last place always. But I think us team trust more, and they go step there, everybody in lesson, but before us go there and say having one award in Brazil, sometimes you're last and when you finish you go the first one.
So you're a free agent now heading into the next season. Have you had some teams reaching out to you, or you have kind of an idea where you want to go after?
I don't know. I think it's stay with Nashville.
Talk about the people on the team though. There's like Keith Ryan Cartwright's part of the team, and I forget what's the lady's name that runs the team.
No press. No
But
press.
talk about the teams that part of the team and all the support there was too.
What is it?
The support you had with the team and the management and everybody. Like it's a big group. And like you said earlier, it's like one of the first times that happens. Tina Baddock.
Oh yeah. I don't know, talk is always Nashville's team is nice and try to help us. And I can explain for because every time is say something for us, try out put us up, and all the time is the best.
Well, I want to ask about the Fearless documentary that was on Netflix. Were you part of that, or
Yeah.
were you involved?
Oh, yeah.
Talk a bit about that experience and how having like a camera crew following you around and being able to tell kind of the story of Brazilian bull
It's
riders.
good, but because talk about the each bull ride life, and because all the time all the peoples watch us, all the glory, all this and the top of the mountain, but you need to never know what happened back, what happened when you start, what you have you to do for still and the best. It's a good experience for us.
What I forget about Renato. How's Renato doing? Where is he? Is he in?
No, he's in Brazil.
He went back to Brazil.
Yeah.
So
he's farming guys there.
He's farming there. What does he farm there?
Yeah, he's raised buck bulls there. He got
Oh, really?
cows, some stuff like that.
Would that be your plan to go back when you retire, or do you like staying in Texas?
I don't
or-
know yet. I think a lot of stuff now.
How many more years do you plan to ride bulls? Do you have a plan, or are you
Yeah, a
riding
couple
out for
more. No budge.
a couple more?
Not like Edney.
Not like it.
He's an impressive guy. Like what makes him being able to ride bulls at such a high level for so long?
Oh yeah, he's great. He's like 47 years old. He's still in the
That's crazy.
top level.
Yeah, how does he do it?
He's strong.
Good,
He's
good shape, eh?
But you even look at like a lot of the Brazilian guys have like longer lasting careers than some of the American guys.
And
like,
Adriano he won a world title at 37 or 39.
38.
and
Yeah.
like and João Ricardo, he's 30,
You're on 38. I
38,
think.
yeah. So like what makes you guys have such more longer careers than some of the other guys?
Some depend, and if you don't hurt much, and you can do, because I say all the time, ride bull for the money, for stay superstar, because I love ride bulls, It's my passion, ride bulls. Is I grew up like I know it's some superstar and money is good, but not much for like a passion,
I want to go back to home for you. What does your family do in Brazil? What did you guys do before? Like, and when did you start riding bulls down there? How did you get into
my
it?
grandpa is broke a horse in the range.
Oh, okay.
Is my dad is ride bull, but just for fun, like a regional is just in his work first, and then my mom was working home too, all this simple life there, Then when I go still there and I love it, right? I go to the farm with my grandpa and my uncle for help milk cows and work in the ranch there. And after this one, my dad, when I got a weekend available, we go some bull ride. I go watching and help him all the stuff there for putting and rope and everything. But after this one, I try when I young, and then I like it. I got a good direction, and keep falling.
So when did you first get on a bull? Like, what age were you when you first went?
My
to
first big bull, professional bull, 13-year-old.
13.
Oh my God.
That was first time you got
Yeah,
on
my first rodeo win, 15.
first time you won is 15.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
And then
because
you were over here in 2010. You were 21.
21, thank
21.
Wow.
Yeah.
21, 20,
Damn.
21, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because in Brazil is a lot of some kind of like a lot of young kids start early, but if you're there, you can sign for responsible for you can
Okay.
ride in your. Yeah, I started like professional 2004 for about a couple of professional rodeo, but I fall in all careers start 2005, but I start 2004 for professional rodeo for big bulls.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're up here in Edmonton for the PBR Canada National Finals, and you've only been to Canada a few times to ride, and I think mostly Calgary Stampede stuff, which is in Calgary Stampede.
Never. I
Never?
wanna go. I need to finish
Yeah,
my
yeah.
ride. I need to go
Gotta
there.
go to Calgary.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time in the Calgary Stampede is same day within the breaking PBR, some breaking.
Yeah.
All the way they go to Brazil for visit out the
Oh,
family.
okay.
Go. I
in
don't want to go
July.
back and forth,
Oh, I
But-
see. Oh, 5 years ago today.
5 years. Oh, first time in Canada.
And which event would that have been? Was the Global Cup?
Oh, the Global
that,
Yeah.
in
Cup.
2017.
Yeah.
17.
Yeah,
In the
the-
same building, so you know
Yeah,
Rogers
the same
Place.
build. Yeah.
The Americans won that one, didn't they?
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
so. You
America
guys were
won. Yeah,
second.
Brazil
Yeah.
second. Yeah.
Talk about that Global Cup experience. How was that? Was the first one they'd had, and it was kind of
It's good.
it was
You know. It's
Edmonton in November, nice and cold.
yeah. Yeah. It's always different. Deal is good. You know, like competition, like all the states and all the countries is different, but it's different for just than like Brazil, American, Canada, US. But I need each one ride your bull. You know. But it's amazing. It's nice.
What about the them not having you on the team lately? What do you ask them about that, or do you what does it feel like for them to not have you on Team Brazil different times? What are your thoughts on that?
What?
Like when they haven't had you on Team Brazil, what do you feel like when they didn't put you on the team?
Well, it's normal because Brazil got a lot of best bull ride. You know, it's hard for choice to pick all the guys. But
Yeah.
if you each one the coach pick pick out the best.
So back to where I was going with this weekend. We had a bit of a cold snap blow in this week. And you were in Saskatoon 2 weeks ago, and it was okay
He's
weather-wise.
been in New York in January.
Yeah.
He's seen
What-
cold.
yeah, but like not like minus
It's
30.
nice, but here it's too cold for me.
And what was your first thoughts when you got off the plane and it was minus 25 or whatever it was?
I don't know.
So heading into this weekend, it's our national finals here. There's $30,000 up for grabs for the winner at the end of the weekend.
50,000 for the Canadian
50,000 for the
champion.
Canadian champion. Talk a bit about what you're looking forward to for riding this weekend in Edmonton.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's great deal here in the PBR. Canada is good job for help out the bull riding for like good added money and for the overtired guys 50 grand. You know, is nice. And every time it just in people's here grow all the sport too and grow all the bull riding. It's good job.
Talk about Jason Davidson. He had a hand in bringing you up here too.
Oh, he's really nice guys. You know, Justin is look out front. You know, for our each career. He no matter which ride you want, but he need all the peoples grow together like PBR too and grow all money for value all the riders, all the deal the PBR deal too and go run out together. He's nice guys for the sport.
I'm looking back. Casey Hook, she broke into Pro Bull Stats for me, so thank you. Thanks for hacking me in. I remember this ride now. Buck Wild in Chicago, 2012. The red muley with the white face.
Yeah.
Turn back into your hand, 92.5. Tell me about that ride. What do you remember about that?
Oh, he is cool. Is the bull? I think it's the bull from here, Canada.
No, North Dakota.
North
Shane
Dakota?
Gunderson.
Yeah.
He was here for a while, but Shane and Josh did some
Oh,
trading on the bulls for a while.
His
But
cool bull is hard. He's nice. I like him a lot.
he
Yes.
really got in the air.
Yeah,
and really
just blow out in the air, go to the right and move it forward and back. But he's nice, the bulls.
What does it take to ride those high level bulls? When I remember getting on Unabomber. Remember Unabomber? Did you ever get on Unabomber from up
Yeah,
here? Big
yeah.
gray bull. Really buck. Went to the World Finals a couple times. I'm not a very big guy, but like that bull, he bucked so hard. He like felt like my shoulder was ripping out of socket on my free arm. Like how does a guy even ride those high level bulls? Like you have to really really be in the right
Yeah,
spot,
I need to
right?
like sometimes you don't need to be say too much strong, but you need to still stay in the middle and behind the shoulder and the back. You know, is this spot you can miss it like this spot. If you miss this spot, you no got any control anymore. If you stay behind the shoulder bull and in the middle and the back, you gotta control jump for jump. You can ride easy.
What's in your vision when you're riding? Is it the bull's head, or are you looking more straight down? Remember when I
No
first
more
started?
than the neck.
In the neck.
Yeah, because it's hard for you look in the head because the head is sometimes the bull
Moving too much.
move the head a lot. You know, in like looking like it, and like more in the neck.
Well,
Is that
You
is
know,
that one of-
if you look in the head, the bull move the head or go to the right and come to the left. You know.
and then if his head moves, then you're on the ground and
Yeah.
bam, fucked off.
how much off feel are you riding too? Like I remember I got to a point where you could feel the bull change leads when they're turning to the right or to the left. Can you feel those when they're spinning or if they're about to
Yeah,
change
sometimes,
directions?
but you need to like put attention a lot. You know, for when you go moving, just you move your body to movement really quick and fast.
I guess if you're thinking on the back one, you're probably not staying on them very long, hey?
Yeah.
But what is it like for you though? You've been on, like, I think the records say you've been on like how many 1,329 stats, like outs on Pro Bowl stats. What are the rides like for you now? Like, it has to slow down and be like, from when you first started going, it was fast, like it happens fast, right? And now, like, how slow is it when you're at
because I think
an elite level?
Because all the injuries after a couple years, for my I think it's for my injuries. It's still the bulls, the caliber bulls, more hard a little bit. Sometimes some years don't got a good lock draw, but this happened part of the career. But every time it's just still healthy and ride each bull.
How do you feel now? How's your body? How are you
Great,
doing?
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Ready to get on some big Canadian bulls this weekend?
Yeah.
You notice they're a bit bigger up here, like compared to the little white plumbers and
Oh
down
yeah.
south? The bigger bulls up here.
Do you like getting on the bigger ones better? I guess you're one of the bigger guys, I guess, hey?
Not too big, but it's alright.
Is there a bull going now down the road that you really want to get on that you haven't had a chance to yet?
No, I think it's just the first one. I think I don't know the name of it.
No, I mean like in the PBR, like is there a bull
Overall.
that's like Whoopa or one of those? Was there a bull that you kind of want to get on?
I want to get on Whoopa one day, but never got a chance yet. Probably next year, and then just a couple. Not much, but a couple.
That one? Anybody else? Are there any other ones, or is that just the one, just Whoopa?
I don't remember. I think I got more.
Were there any from previous years that you didn't get on that you wish you would have in throughout your career? Like, is there any that you missed from that are retired now? Not sure. You got to get on. You got okay.
You did ride some of the baddest cats going though, like Asteroid and SmackDown and all those good bulls. Yeah.
What's your most memorable Silvano ride, Casey?
Probably.
Oh.
You've seen a ton of his career though. What would you say? Casey's thinking right now.
She's thinking hard.
But she's got a good answer. I know it.
What were you, like 91, 92 at the 19 finals? It was middle round.
I'm gonna look up the stats.
Finished top 5. It was the 19 finals in Vegas.
Oh.
2019 finals.
Yeah, and the bull Kaik rode in Midlife Party. He's from
Midnight
Canada.
Party.
Oh, from Canada.
Oh. In the 2019 finals, I'm gonna go one page, I think, here.
That's one of your favorite Silvano ride. How come?
Yeah, I think because then I think the bull nobody rode him, I think the first guy rode him at the finals.
That was the Outlaw Moonlight Party, wasn't it? Is that
Yeah,
which one?
Midnight Party.
Yeah.
Yeah, the white bull.
Okay, I like that one.
How did you like the finals in Thomas and Mack compared to
T-Mobile?
T-Mobile. Where'd you like it better?
I like it, Thomas Mack.
Yeah,
That's where he
Yeah.
won
I
everywhere.
guess fair enough. Fair
But
enough.
I like T-Mobile too, but I think it like the building. T-Mobile is more big, and Thomas Mack is more close. All the people's on the loud,
I
both
remember
is good.
those couple finals though, like the 11, 12, 13, 14, like those were some incredible
Cool
years.
finals, yeah.
Where the building was like with the flags, like the Brazilian flags, and everybody was cheering for you. Like it was the national pride behind. Like it was amazing. Like I'd never, like we Casey mentions the Global Cup here, and we talked about that before, like how that was one of the most incredible bull ridings I've ever been to. But I think that 2013, like those couple years of the finals when everybody's getting up on their feet for those last few rides, and that was so incredible. What was it like to be in the middle of that? Like, do you see that or not until the end? Like when does
I see a couple of times just here, but it look like Brazil. Brazil is like a lot of people like that, Barretos. But you can think about the other people, just think about your bull, open the gate and ride jump for jump.
What does your pre-ride look like? How are you preparing now? Is there like a visualization that you do, or do you what is it pre-ride for you now? Or you just go get on? You just
get on and pray for God.
Which world title did you have the most fun celebrating?
I think the third.
The third one?
How come? What made that one the best?
Yeah, because in the third one, I'm still behind, when they started the finals, and they keep it going, growing, gonna go still the first guy and out, and the last guy out, and still the first and for in charge to go. If you win, if you rode my bull, and asteroid. If you win the finals, you win the title. If you know, you lost everything.
Oh wow.
You know, and just a pray and go did it.
Big sigh of relief at the end of the final.
Yeah, just to have fun and jump for jump, and God prepared for me.
The so the $1 million, for those that maybe don't know, it's paid out as an annuity, right? It's $100,000 a year for 10 years.
Yeah.
That's how they pay it out. Would you rather just have the $1 million in one time, or did you like the way they split it up?
I think it's split out more better.
It's good, eh?
Like a count, you know. Every year you got a little
Then
bit.
you're good. Yeah.
If you got all one, it's good for investment, but you know.
Yeah.
But both for investment is good.
So with what you've done, talk about some of the stuff you've done over the years with $6 million, 6.6 I think is what your career's at in the PBR now. What have you invested in? What have you done that way?
I buy land.
Buy land.
Land. I got my ranch in Texas. I got a big farm in Brazil. I buy too, and I got another land in the Texas in my place too, behind my ranch, and I got a lot of investment for land.
Is that where the soccer field is? Jose, or is he got a different place?
No, I know good soccer field.
No?
Just the Red Bulls.
So there's the bull riding arena, you have one at your house too, is that right?
What?
Do you have bull riding arena at your
Yes.
house for practice? Yeah.
Yes.
And then the farm in Brazil, talk about that a little bit. Is your family part of that too, or
I got a way north there. Before I had close to my home, but I sell it, buy one big one there in north.
Really? And where is it up there?
Close to the Amazon and Mato Grosso.
Mato Grosso.
Yeah.
Mato Grosso do Sul. So
Mato Grosso North. Yes.
The north one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Close to the Rondônia there.
Rondônia. Yeah.
Pará is over there.
Oh, okay.
And right now I raise list for people's raising corn, soy corn and soybeans and corn there.
Really? Is there a lot of sugar cane in Brazil too? Is that one of the major exports?
I think so. I don't know much.
I think on the one like this, the other side of the west side, like.
And Mato Grosso is the west side, and it's on the border of. Is it Chile? Is that right on that side, or is there more stuff over there?
One side Bolivia. It's born Bolivia. One side. The other side you can go to more up and go to the Chile.
Yeah.
And close to Acre is close to Amazon. I go there on the top.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
What? So we mentioned Barretos. That's best rodeo in Brazil.
Yeah.
What are some of the other ones though that people might not know about that are big ones down there? That
Barretos look like Vegas here, you know.
Oh, yeah. Same kind
Here's
of thing,
the best in there. Like Calgary here for you guys, you know.
Yeah.
The best open bull ride is his cool is nice and very important for all the Brazilian guys there.
What are some of the other ones though? Some of the other big events in Brazil.
Oh, I got Americana, Jaguariuna, Barretos, Cajamar, Fernandópolis, a lot of bunch best there.
And the PBR has had different events in Brazil. Is there still a major Brazilian tour? I don't know what the PBR has
Brazil,
done.
yes. Yeah, PBR Brazil make Americana, Jaguariuna, Fernandópolis, and others events too. His PBR is growing too there.
When I remember going to
Barretos the finals every year too.
Okay. When I remember going down there to ride, I think that bull riding was the second biggest sport in Brazil. Is that right, next to soccer?
Yeah, soccer is first,
biggest.
and
and bull riding number 2.
Yeah, number 2. Now the bull ride is grown bunch in Brazil because before the bull ride is just the guys working farming, working cattle like that. But now the people value more and recognize more why the bull ride can.
So are you a celebrity in Brazil? Do you get recognized
when you go
walking
back
down the
down there?
street or
Yes.
all the time?
Autographs all the time?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Anywhere you go, like even in Sao Paulo, Rio,
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Dang.
What's it like to go home then now? What is that like? When you go, what is it like to do that? It's probably less
just
so
to go
in
there
Texas.
for see all the friends there, just
Yeah.
go rope somewhere, just for talk, just to go
holiday.
Holidays, yeah.
Are you a soccer fan? Do you like soccer or
Not much.
not much?
He does not stand. What are your other sports then? Is it rodeo and roping kind of thing, or what?
Yeah,
what
I
else
like
do you follow?
more roping
Yeah.
stuff.
Hockey?
Like
You like hockey?
Not much.
We gotta
No,
get
but-
him on some skates.
What else we got? Want to
I
get
think
to?
I'm at the.
What are we missing, Casey?
que mais quer? Fale.
No. No balance.
You say
Casey's been a huge help for us getting this
Getting lined up.
for us. So thank you, Casey. And what else? I want to get a couple more.
When
things, but I
you
don't
go to Brazil, the event in Porto Velho, what's the money there? Is that car money or truck?
Yeah, that's one thing there. I wasn't good enough to win, so I don't know what they won. But sometimes, but I think I wrote maybe a 1. I think I was 66, didn't take the reride. I was just so happy to get a score down there. But how about the bulls? They're tame too, hey? Like the bulls are like here are mean. They want to hurt you, but down there they can walk through the.
Yeah, it's different because all the Brazil. Now we got a lot of generic bulls for bucking bulls, but before not much. You gotta catch some bulls for like feedlot and go try for if you buck or no, But here is more generic and more for long time, in front of Brazil. But why this different? But Brazil now got a lot of generic.
It's growing there now. Yeah. It's similar to Canada. Like there's been a big investment on the bucking bull side of things, and you're seeing it now with how many great bulls.
Like Canada, Australia invest in a lot of bulls, and like in Mexico too, and in Brazil got a couple American too there. For semis.
So they're
Now
doing a
we
couple.
there is better now every year.
But why are they so tame though? How are they? That's just what they are. Like they still buck really hard, but they're just not
I know,
mean.
but I want like a change, for like the people that think I want like new experience for change out the bulls bucking.
Okay. But and why the cars and the motorcycles and
Oh, in Brazil?
Why is that?
I don't know. It's different, because
Yeah.
sometimes people just for like all the sponsor give gotta
Okay.
money give it like motorcycle, car, or truck, or whatever.
Huh? How many cars do you win in Brazil?
10,
10 cars?
10,
Dang.
How many motorcycles?
30.
30 motorcycles?
Yeah,
What do you
Wow.
do with all of
and
them?
the 3 truck.
And 3 trucks?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So are they on the ranch now, or did you
No,
sell
I
them?
sell.
And do you sell them back to the dealership, like when you win, you get the cash?
Didn't ship or personally guy, for
Yeah.
the one.
Really?
Yeah.
Basically a used car
30
salesman.
no, 30 motorcycles, 3 cars, and 2 trucks.
Not
10
30
cars.
30 motorcycle, 10 cars,
3
and
trucks.
3 truck.
Did you ride motorcycle or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you
Really.
keep one?
Yeah, I keep my first one.
Keep your first
Yeah, I
one.
got
That's
it.
cool.
Is it
Yeah.
still there at your house?
Yeah, it's still in my house.
Does it,
now.
does it say like they put like what event it was on it, or is it just the motorcycle? They have like champion of.
Yeah, but somehow I got like a check or some envelope, something like that.
Yeah.
For sometimes I got just big keys, something.
Yeah.
Really? Did you what's your most memorable win in Brazil? Which one do you remember there? Is it one of the first motorcycles, or what would it be?
Yeah, I remember in my first motorcycle, and when I win the another association there, like a big check in Brazil, like 300,000
300,000 real or ruble?
real.
Real.
Yeah, real for the crystal top team. The other association there is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And how much in U.S. dollars? 300,000 real. I forget
yeah,
now.
like a year ago, now the more, but like 100,
100,000. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Nice.
180, 100, something like that.
Oh wow. And you were 18, 14, 15?
Yeah, 19, I think.
19.
19, 20,
Really?
yeah. Before, 2 years before come here, United States. 1 year,
Wow.
because come here 2009, and 9 and 10. There 2008, yeah. 2,
Wow.
2.
Sweet.
Wow.
That's cool. 30 motorcycles.
Was that biggest win ever in Brazil? Was the 300,000 real like
yes,
the
yes,
biggest
yes.
win?
I think after this one, Jesse Barretos in big show. and
Oh, really?
Like this association. And before PBR Brazil for the champion guys for 100,000 too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we've kept you a long time already. I appreciate
I gotta
you doing
get
this.
check out of the room. I'm gonna kick out of here.
Oh yeah.
soon.
Oh geez, yeah, you are. You're not very long. Is there anything you want to say to anybody from Brazil that's maybe tuned in Portuguese? Like, do you want to tell them something? You don't have to say that we're a couple jackasses if you want.
Não, obrigado pela entrevista, obrigado por tudo aí. Os brasileiros que estiver aqui no Canadá e vem assistir aí na arena aí, eu acredito que vai ter alguns. Que Deus abençoe nós todos, e tanto nós, brasileiros, canadenses, americanos, todas as pessoas que estão envolvidas pela PBR.
I know.
Couldn't have
Obrigado
said it better
is
myself.
Thank you. Obrigado is thank you. Salada, isn't that cheeseburger in Portuguese?
Cheeseburger?
It's not. I thought it was salada for some reason. I don't know what I was doing.
I learned. You're trying. You're trying.
All I knew how to do was get agua,
and
then stomach was bad, so baño. I had to ask for the baño. We were in the bus. We were in the bus going to the rodeo, and I had to look at a book, and I was like, baño.
Banheiro.
Banero, yeah.
Like a banheiro is like a restroom.
Yeah. So I had my stomach bad from the water. Not bad time. Yeah. Okay, one more thing. This is the show's called Cowboy Shit. That's what the show's called. So how would you say that in Portuguese? I've wanted to know about this for a while.
Who?
Cowboy Shit.
No.
No, no translation.
No.
Okay.
It's hard.
Thanks for doing this with
You're
us.
welcome.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah.
Best of luck this evening and next year in the world title race as well as
teams are back.
Teams are back. What are your thoughts on that? Are you gonna go? You're gonna go to both seasons, right? You're gonna ride in the regular season and ride in the teams, or will you commit to one or the other if the contract's good enough for the teams?
No, I don't know yet, but I think you go all.
You go for both.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about the changes, though? Do you like the changes, or would you rather still have a little bit of an off season?
I think it's a little off, but this is good, but need to change a little bit.
A little bit. Need a little bit of time off.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks for doing this. We
You're
appreciate it a lot.
Silvano. It's been
Thank
awesome.
you very
Thank you,
much.
guys.
All right.
Conocido como Cowboys, nuestra nación es
mundial, original. Y estamos por todo el mundo hablando todas las lenguas, ni clase ni colores, el sombrero que nos domina. No hay lo que decir, muy lejos de morir. Estamos activos en las Américas hasta el Brasil. The cowboy desire the fire. In my Dodgers all country attire. The cowboy desire the fire.
Once again, thank you to Silvano Alves for being part of the show. Really enjoyed the chat. Like we said on the top, kind of neat to learn some new stuff about Silvano. One of my big takeaways was watching the bull's neck. I had heard that before, I think. I remember you got to like watch the bull's hump when you're riding. Remember that was like one of the things they told you. You're like looking down at your
shoulder. I always got told
like,
the shoulders.
The shoulders, yeah. So the neck was an interesting one for a bull rider, like to know that was what he's looking at, and it makes sense now. But like I've heard people say the head, and yeah, like that was a cool one. But then like even hearing about his winnings, and like he kind of brought that up because he was asking about what I had seen when I was down there, and about kind of like if there was a car up for grabs or money or whatnot. And I was like, well, I wasn't good enough to win any of that, but but neat. I heard another story about it being tax evasion, to where the guys like
the sponsors of the event are just, yeah.
I was like, oh, that's a kind of a wild one too. So I don't know. I'd have to get some more insight on what that's exactly about. It's probably like if you win a vehicle and you can get paid back cash and you can just put the cash in pocket maybe, or like, I don't know. But no, haven't been down there. Brazil is unbelievable. I want to go back again someday and really kind of see a bit more about that country and travel.
It'd be cool to see their events on from a production standpoint.
I'd love to see it now.
Yeah.
Those are the coolest produced events back then when I went to them, and now for them to be another whole. Like to go see them after being involved in production for this long, it'd be neat to see what they're like. So someday we'll get back to maybe you and I can go to Barretos one day. Or
if there's anybody from PBR Brazil listening, we want to be down there.
Yeah, let us know.
Hook us up.
Obviously, Cowboy Shit doesn't translate well, or we missed that one. But anyways,
we'll find a way.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll talk to Felipe. You'll be able to help us out with that.
Yeah, that's true. So going to the PBR Canada Finals, Wacey. Hell of a show.
Heck of a weekend, man. Yeah.
I can't believe I picked the winner 2 months before it happened.
So
6 weeks.
To give people some context, we were in Grand Prairie the Wednesday night or Thursday night before the show there, and there was a group of us sitting around kind of discussing the season up to that point and kind of what the rest of the season looked like. And then somebody proposed we do a guess of who we think is going to win, and the winner, and everybody, the entry fee was 1 bottle of liquor each. And then the winner would receive all the winnings there. So,
and there were 7 of us in it.
There were
right?
7 of us in it. Yeah. So 7 bottles of liquor up for grab for the winners, and we all kind of went around the table and picked our winners. And you just so happened to pick the most recent Canadian champion, which is pretty impressive.
Lucky.
Yeah. That was crazy, man. Like I after it was all over the event on Saturday, I expected Brock to walk through the gate there just because he kind of had delivered on his end of things. And Nick didn't have like the best weekend. Like he made a couple of really good rides and kind of when they mattered, but it didn't see just the way that Brock rode. I felt like, oh, that should have been him walking through the gate.
So Tiffany on our production team had Dakota Butter. I had Tets. Jeff Backus had Coy Robbins, who was like a dark horse.
Mhm.
Just about got it there. He was
And Coy
within
was
reach.
hot. Yeah.
Chris Cook had Logan Beaver. You had Balake Smith. Steve Prankard from Future Productions had Brock Radford. And Pete, our main man on the production side, when was Pete on? Episode 44 or 40 or something?
Yeah, somewhere early on.
Yeah. Pete was on the show. He had Dalen Swearingen. He thought he had some inside info that Dalen was going to be there, and he turned out like the day before. So sorry, Pete didn't win. But
Tough go.
as it was up top, though, I don't think that Dalen could have caught them because everybody got so jammed up in there. Like Coy finished fourth, so we literally had the top four. Coy finished fourth. I think Blake was fifth. Logan was third. No, Logan was maybe fourth. I don't know. Like we had like all the top guys. But I got lucky because Tets had won the week before, and ended up. I was just like, this guy's hot, and this is not a long time until the final. So I was like, I'm gonna go with a guy riding really good right now.
And he had a tough CFR. Didn't ride a single boat.
Yeah,
CFR.
how about that, eh?
Yeah.
And then goes and 3 for 4, makes some solid ride. Should have been more points on Langham Kid Friday night, I think. Even the judges admitted to it too. But great to see Nick, $107,000 season in PBR Canada ranks.
Very cool.
$50,000 check to the as the Canadian champion. Dakota Butter once again Brock Radford second place. Dakota third. Those guys have flirted around the top for a long time. Dakota's got his title. Brock still hasn't. But I felt bad for Brock.
Tough weekend for Dakota, man.
Yeah.
Like
he
missed some opportunities there. Like
he did.
I don't know what the deal is there.
1 for 4, right? I think he gets pressured up. Honestly, Wacey, I think he gets pressured up.
And I wonder what it's going to take for him to get over that hump, though. Like because it's one of those things. Like
he's almost 30 now.
Winning isn't new to him. Like he's won at all like the highest levels. He's won his Canadian titles. He won a PBR championship. He's won the Calgary Stampede. He's won on the Built for Tough series.
Yeah,
he's made these big bull rides, but it just seems like the two opportunities I've seen him in to win this $50,000 bonus with PBR Canada, it's kind of slipped through his fingers.
And he did win the one in 2020, the COVID year. He did win that one. But when I see Dakota taking longer in the shoots, and I don't know if we've ever discussed this before, but when I see Dakota taking longer than usual in the shoots, he's usually not going to go good for him.
I agree with that. It's one thing I've noticed over the years too. Like if he's fucking around in there a little bit longer than usual, you know that he's either thinking about it too much or there's not going to be a good go there. Yeah.
I think it's either the pressure or it's like, I think it's just honestly just the pressure. I think he gets pressured up and he gets thinking too much where, I don't know if it was the same with you, man, but like when I was riding well, I just slid up and nodded. Like it wasn't any fucking on the shoot. Like it's good enough. He's going to stand up when he leaves. Like just get a decent seat and go. But he was trying to make it perfect and probably got in his head. And I think that's the problem. And I don't think that's the case with Brock. I think Brock's just not had a full enough, healthy enough season and then has been hurt. Where Dakota got hurt last year, but the other time he was,
and both the ones that he's lost, he's came into the finals as the number one guy. Dakota
got like 3 years in a row. He's been
yeah. So I mean, it's he's setting himself up to win. He just needs to find a way to finish it off and deliver.
The other side of that is that I don't know if there should be so many points at the finals. I think that's a little bit crappy to devalue your regular season so much by having such a huge amount of points at the finals. I think it just does that. It devalues the regular season by putting too much on the finals. So I'd love to see the points at the finals be subtracted a little bit, but it does make for an exciting race at the end of the year too. So it's a bit of a trade-off.
Yeah. There's kind of gotta find the sweet spot with that one, the finals points availability. But cool, the finals paid out 30,000. Like kudos to Jared Parsonage for after also not a great CFR. He stepped up and made a really
not
good,
a great CFR where he still won the Canadian title.
Yeah, but he only rode 2 bulls in out of the 6 rounds. Like
he only rode 2. I thought he rode 3.
Yeah, maybe 3. Either way, he didn't ride as good as he
last year.
When he came back and won. He didn't go like 4 for 5 or 4 for 6 or 5 for 6 or something like that.
I think like last year. I think
so. The one thing I went up to shook Jared's hands after the CFR, the presentation and stuff. He's like, yeah, I got to ride a little bit better. So he meant that when he said it and did it in Edmonton. So that's a pretty sweet deal to get rewarded for covering all your bulls.
And he's taking event like that. He's taking a couple of weeks off and going right to Vegas. So he's going to drive down there.
Get some momentum. Be good.
Anything else, Wace?
I think they pretty much covered all the bases. What you mentioned earlier, we're coming down to Vegas, so
Yeah.
we got a booth there, got some stuff happening, and we'll be kicking it around there. So if you're going to be in Las Vegas, come say hi to
Look us
us,
up,
and
folks.
we'll be hanging out.
We'll
We're
be
in
at
the convention
Tropicana
center.
for at night. That's where we're staying. That's where we're camping out. Gonna be hanging with our friends from
Don't
Wrangler a little bit.
come there and find us. Don't come there. And
No,
find us
but
there.
there's gonna be some parties though.
Oh, okay, cool.
Come and find us at the parties at the
Come find us at the
Tropicana.
parties. Yes.
And we might be watching the rodeo there in the lounge. No, that's my dad's favorite spot to hang out. I haven't invited him down yet. I gotta give him a shout. But yeah, check us out at the Tropicana. But yeah, like you said, the Rio will be at the Roper Country Christmas as well. So come see us.
We're doing it. Yeah, come check us out. And we're heading into Black Friday, so we got some really fun stuff planned on our end of things with our stores. So stay tuned to our social media channels, and we got some
You want to just tell
big
them?
sales.
You want to just tell them?
Well, it
Special
doesn't say
podcast listeners.
special podcast. So we're gonna be doing
On Wednesday.
coming out on Wednesday. Yeah. So starting Friday, we're gonna do a whole Black Friday week sale. So we have a bunch of stuff already discounted in the store. Plus, we'll have an additional 20% off coupon available to all of our loyal followers and listeners.
And if you subscribe to our email list, don't you get another little special
15% off?
What
And
about
if
the
you're
other one?
also if you're email subscriber to our list, you get the Black Friday extravaganza early access deal, which is 25% off for our subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to our email list yet, check it out and make sure you do, and you'll be able to use that code for whatever you want. Buy some stuff. Check it out. So it's going to be heading into the holiday season. Ted, when would you say our deadline for holiday orders would be?
You know what? I think you could, depending on where you are in the world, I think you can order right up until like probably the 19th or something.
Okay. So we'll make sure
get them in sooner rather than later to be safe, because we have to ship stuff in the mail. But we'll be probably shipping stuff every day that week from the basically from as soon as we get home, like the 15th until. Well, we'll be shipping orders all the time as it is, but
it'll be a busy few weeks for sure.
For the last little bit, we'll be shipping stuff every day, but yeah, get them in as soon as you can. Last chance. If you're in Alberta, it's probably like the 19th or 20th.
Yeah, we'll be sure to update that. But yeah, stay tuned for some Black Friday extravaganza, and heading into Cyber Monday too. We might have to do a little special something for that. So stay tuned to our social media channels. And if you're a subscriber to our email list, stay tuned to that. We'll be putting out a few emails here over the next few weeks as we head into, again, Black Friday and the holidays. So gonna be sweet. Stoked.
Thanks, Wace. You want to pay some bills, wrap it up?
And yeah, one last thank you to our sponsors, the CFR in Red Deer. They were awesome. We had a great time up there. Hope everybody else did too, checking out our live shows, hanging out at our watch parties. Looking forward to next time. So once again, thank you to CFR Red Deer. And we can never forget about our friends from Sweet Pro. We've done a lot of work with them over this year, and it's been super fun. Eric Thornburg is how I pronounce his last name, right?
Yeah,
Eric Thornburg. He was one of our surprise best guests of our live shows at CFR. We have those are up on our YouTube channel if you missed them. I think we might be releasing some of them special here on the podcast platform, so stay tuned for those. But yeah, Eric was one of our best guests of the week, so shout out to Eric. That was pretty awesome, man. And do not forget to check out Sweet Pro Canada. They are pretty much everywhere you can find them, but if they don't have them in your feed store, go in and ask, and they can get them for you. That is our friends at Sweet Pro Canada. Do not forget about them.
Well done, Wace. Well done, man. Have a good rest of your week out in BC. Enjoy the slopes.
Same to you.
I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks again to Storm Defoe, our editor Sean Morton, and the entire crew. Got to throw a shout out to my friend Kobe Moore and Tanner Byrne. Hell of a job at the Ty Posbon Foundation fundraiser on the Thursday. We had a big time. Still recovering, but great time every year. Awesome job at the PBR Canada Finals. Jason Davidson, Blaine Feist, Peter Gibrad, Tiffany, Jeff Backus, the entire crew there. Yeah, thanks everybody. See you next time.
4 wheels, 6 strings, low on smoke and gasoline. Born to live a midnight rider's prayer. Same boots, new crowd, same tune, new time. Trying to get to